What was it like seeing those big worms kind of like burst that?
It's awesome. Like the coolest puppet. I wanted to take them home. National Lampoon's Animal House. National Lampoon's Animal House was my very, very first movie. I was an acting student in New York, and I didn't have an agent. I was probably about 18, I think, maybe. The casting director did something that was sort of unusual, where they went to the school and asked the people that ran the school if they had any suggestions for college students wet behind the ears. I remember that being in a description. And they sent me over, and I met John Landis, and there was a word that was used either in the script or maybe in the way they described the character in the audition, which was smarmy. And it's not a word that I was familiar with. I didn't know what it meant. But I thought to myself, I can kind of think of what smarmy might mean. So I just made a face that was what I thought maybe smarmy was. And John Landis was like, I love that, smarmy, do the smarmy thing. And I got the part, and it just kind of blew my mind.
But a lot of outstanding guys figure they'll pledge Omega or they won't pledge at all.
Well, sure. Everybody I talk to says Omega's the best, but I hate to seem, pushy.
I was working as a waiter at the time, and so I quit my job, and I went out and spent, I guess, 5 weeks having this magical kind of experience making a movie, and the whole thing was pretty overwhelming. When I came back to New York, I thought to myself, that's it, baby, I am set. I'm a movie star. And then I didn't work, and I didn't work for months and months and months after that. And so I had to get my job back at the restaurant. So when the movie actually came out, I was a waiter, and I had to ask for the night off to go to the premiere.
Remain calm! All is well!
The premiere was someplace in Times Square, and when I got there, I saw the rest of the cast, who most of them had lived in California, and they'd flown the rest of the cast in. And there was a red carpet, and there was the red rope, and I was on the other side of it, because there was a kind of a hierarchy of what kind of tickets you got or something like that. And I just had the shit tickets to the premiere. It was actually a kind of a super, super humbling kind of night for me, I mean, funny in retrospect, but at the time I was sort of horrified, because I figured that I was, one of the stars, which I clearly wasn't. Footloose. Footloose definitely was a breakthrough role. It was a turning point. It was a leading man part. It was like one of those life-changing kind of things where, like, all of a sudden you go from being an actor that some people know to being, a pop star. At that point in my life, when I first, wanted to become an actor, I really wanted to be a pop star. That's really one of the reasons that I did it. But by that point in my life, I'd studied so much, and I'd done so much theater, and I'd taken this thing so seriously that there was the last thing in the world I wanted to be. In retrospect, I could have embraced it, a little bit more.